Hi, my name is Anthony Campbell. This is my mom. I'm going to be interviewing her today for my extra credit interview. So the first question is, what was the best part about growing up?
Well, the best part of growing up is I got to have brothers and sisters that I hung out a lot with, and we were able to do things together as a family. And we used to be able to ride around the neighborhood on our bikes and go visit the library and run around the school and do a lot of adventurous things. So I think that was probably the best part of it.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. Number two, how did you feel when you first got a job?
I was in high school when I first got a job, and it was fun because I was able to become more independent. I had a car, and actually my first job was at Chuck E. Cheese. I got to make pizzas, and we also were able to have fun. And after work, we would have tokens to play all the games, and um, I did that for about a year. So my junior and senior year of high school. So that was fun.
Okay, okay. Number three, what is your opinion on distance learning as a teacher?
Uh, Distance learning has been hard, no matter what age. I know it's been hard for you as students, but even as a teacher, it's kind of frustrating because you wish you could be there with your students and to help them the areas that they struggle with. And so not being able to see my students has been hard. I see them on on Zoom, but it's not the same if their internet connection is not working or if they need help that I can't give them through the computer. So I think that's probably the downside. The good part is learning new technology, always learning new things and new strategies that you can even do through distance learning.
Okay. Number four, if you were younger, what changes would you make?
If I was younger, what changes would I make? Probably, I think if I was younger, I'd want to travel more. So I think I didn't. I traveled. We've traveled as a family, and even before across the country. But it would be nice to have traveled to other countries to see what other cultures were like. I think if I was younger, I would travel more, especially when I got out of college.
Okay. Number five, what was the toughest part about growing up?
Probably the toughest part. Uh, my mom was a single parent, so she had to work a lot to take care of us. There was four of us kids, and so I think that was probably hard. We had to be more independent because of that to help my mom, but it wasn't too bad, I think. Well, when I was really young, we moved from New York to California, so that was kind of hard to transition, moving all the way across the country.
Mm-hmm. Number six, what do you what do you think about having to wear a mask outside?
It's not fun to wear a mask. Sometimes I have asthma, so sometimes it's kind of hard to breathe with it. It is what it is. I think sometimes it's kind of hard communicating. I know when we go back to school, especially with young kids, it's kind of hard to hear them speaking and for them to see my face and speak. So I think it's just more frustrating in using it than anything. I understand why they have it. I know some states are opening up more of not having to use the mask, so I wouldn't lie, say it would be nice to not have to do it at all. Right? You say so?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Number seven, evaluate what it was like growing up without technology with how it is now.
Um, well, I think when you grew up without it, you didn't notice it. I mean, I remember when we used to have the phone that you'd have to turn the numbers. So I think pushing in now is a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's a lot of things I remember we didn't have. We didn't have microwaves. We didn't have remote control TVs. So I think you just kind of get used to that's what you had. When we had to look for information, we had to go on encyclopedia book. I know think in your book you were reading about that, how they had to look up encyclopedias. So we didn't have those things. We had a typewriter, didn't have computers. So I think we just did with what we had. I mean, it was slower getting information, but I think you just didn't notice it because it wasn't around. Would it be different to go back to that? I think some things are easier to access, but it's not always better, because what do you sacrifice? You sacrifice talking with each other and being creative.
Number 8. Imagine what you will be doing if you weren't teaching.
Probably traveling. So in a few years when I retire, it'd be nice to go travel around the world like I wanted to do when I was younger. What kind of job would I have if I wasn't teaching? I don't know. I like people. I like working with kids. So probably some kind of job where I could get to work with kids and work with people. So at this point, though, it'd be nice thinking about retiring. So I can maybe substitute teacher. So I don't know what I would do for education. It definitely have to be a job where working with people, helping other people.
Number 9. Predict what the world will be like when I finish high school.
Well, you're almost done. I mean, you have 4 more years. You'll be starting high school, and what will it be like? Hopefully, when you finish high school, I don't know if I would say the world will get better or not. I mean, as Christians, we know that things are not going to get any easier. But I think that you'll probably have even more access to technology. It might improve in some ways. But I think some people, especially with distance learning and education-wise, I think people are going to struggle and maybe getting jobs, what's available. I think the job opportunities are going to be for those that can have more, uses with technology and engineering type jobs. So I would say it might be a little bit harder getting a job or even affording college. It's going to be tougher unless things change.
Number 10, last question. Choose a person who inspired you the most.
Inspired me the most in growing up? I guess probably my mom. She inspired me being a hard worker, seeing her go through school and raising 4 children on her own. I think that I saw her work ethic, and no matter what the situation in her life, she never gave up. So even when she got older and got sick and passed away last year, she still kept strong even to the end. So I guess my mom inspired me. Who inspired you most?
I don't know that.
Not your mom? That's messed up.
Okay, that's all we have today. I see you. Goodbye.